Hello, how is everybody today? I am so excited to present to you today on branding. And so let me go ahead and get started. All right. Get myself in presenting mode here. Okay, how to elevate your brand more than just a pretty picture. I'm going to move myself over down. How to elevate your brand. Oh, my favorite topic. The first thing I'd like us to do is take a couple of minutes and set your intention for being here. Put aside distractions. When you hear branding, what do you think about? What do you want to get out of this 30-minute presentation? Take a deep breath, open it up, and at the end of our time together, if you have not gotten that, I want you to reach out to me because I am here to help you and to walk along with you. So imagine, what would it feel like for you to be strategic in your brand? That's where we're going, and I've got you covered. Today, we're going to talk about three things. First, how to define your brand. Second, how to craft your message. What does that sound like? What does that look like? What can you do? What action items can you take? And third is, how do we share it with the world? A little bit about me. Here's my family. I'm a mother of three. Love to travel. I have my fur babies here from Wisconsin, born and bred, and had to include this picture of McDonald's because yeah, we love to travel and have these exotic photos. But in reality, a McDonald's parking lot is where that's actually my son's birthday, and we get to choose our restaurants on our birthday. And even though the whole family is telling him, no, your favorite restaurant is not McDonald's, much to our chagrin, we spent the evening there. So a little glimpse into my life. Why I'm qualified to talk to you about branding today. You can see my statistics here. Fortune 500 company, degree in marketing, 15 years of professional photography experience. I've been through rebrands myself. A lot of photo shoots, but the stat I'm most proud of is helping women to feel comfortable in front of the camera. And that is where I come to you today. My belief statement. I believe with my whole heart that when women invest in themselves, they step into their power and raise their voice. That is the way that I market my business. That is the base of everything that I do. And you are taking time to invest. Make no mistake, you are investing right now watching this presentation. So thank you. As we go through, keep in mind there is no correct answer. When it comes to branding, there's no right or wrong. And I know that everybody's coming into this in different stages in their branding journey. Maybe your business is just an idea, a side hustle. Maybe you are seasoned. All of us can elevate our brand. And I honor the journey where you are. So diving into my first point, number one, where we start is define your brand. Branding. One of my clients said it. She said, branding is one of those words I cannot wrap my brain around. I know what it is, but I just don't know how to implement. So maybe you're thinking like that also. What is branding? What do we mean? Branding is more than your logo. It's more than your colors. Branding is the language that you use in your emails. It's the tone of social media posts, how you physically show up, and your photography and visuals. A brand is the way your product or service is perceived by those who experience it. It is how they experience your brand, all of the touch points. So we know that it's important because when you have a brand that is elevated, you're sending the message to your ideal clients that you invest in yourself. You also present your product or service in its highest light. So elevated branding is important. Cohesive branding is important. How do we get clear on what that is? Enter, da da da, the essence of your brand. This is my absolutely favorite thing. If you remember one thing from me today, let it be this. Define the essence of your brand and make it work for you over and over. It's three adjectives, three words, adjectives, words, words that just kind of feel right that you can use to describe your brand. So let me give you an example. The brand essence words that I use in my business, Elevate Brand Photography, are positive, uplifting, and beautiful. That is how I want clients to experience working with me. If two people were talking about my business, these are the words that I would want them to use. Here are some other examples. I'm big on examples, and I think that's going to help you I'm just going to turn my light on here. It seems I seem a little dark. There, that's better. Getting cloudy and sunny and cloudy and sunny. Here are three clients and their actual brand essence words. Fun, empower, edgy. You can see she's bold. She has bright colors. She has big accessories, her posing. Then we have vibrant, trendy, and fun. This particular client is the owner of dry bar shops. And then we have a product whose brand essence is elegant, cozy, and fresh. Fresh, beautiful products for your home. So once you have your brand essence words, they're important because you bring that into all of your content and you bring that into your visuals. So a photo shoot for somebody that has bold, edgy, and fun is going to look very different from one that is classical, elegant, and traditional. Number two, so you've defined what your brand is in terms of brand essence. Our next point is craft your message. Content. What are you saying? So a lot of times you'll hear people talk about, and I talk about it too, showing up on brand. And this is what I mean. When you are consistent, you are recognizable and you create a connection. When you are consistent, when you show up consistently with the same look and the same words, now you're recognized. And once you're recognized, you have the opportunity to create a connection. And then that's the building point of trust, because ultimately we are trying to build know, love, and trust with ideal clients. Know, love, and trust with ideal clients is what will lead you to sales. And we are all after sustainable businesses. So hopefully you are after sales as well. How do you stay consistent? Because we know it starts with showing up consistently. Well, we create content, and I'm going to show you 3 ways to create content. So take screenshots or write notes, because these are activities that you can do. And of course, you keep it in your brand essence. Answer these questions. These are 3 journal questions that you can answer. Number 1, what problems do I solve for my ideal clients? This is a really good point because you want to keep your messaging glued towards them. You want it to benefit them. I don't say, I'm passionate about photography. I say, I make you feel comfortable in front of the camera. What's in it for them? I love taking pictures. They don't care. I have this and this experience. Nobody cares. It's what's in it for them. What problems do I solve? I help you feel confident. I help you feel prepared. I give you a library of images. That's what I mean when I say, what problems do you solve? And then what is the benefit of working with me? So that middle point is, what is your secret sauce? Go ahead and brainstorm all of the reasons that make you special. And if you can't think of anything, talk to your clients, talk to your friends and family. What words come to mind when you think about me and how I operate in business? And then my final question is, what emotions do you want your clients to feel as a result? Ooh, that's different, right? Emotions. This is speaking your client's love language. I want them to feel empowered. I want them to feel that they are enough. Those are words that you want to drip. You want your brand essence to ooze into all of the content that you're writing, and you want it to be in your client's love language. Another way to create content is to develop a belief statement. And if you recall, I started my presentation today with my own belief statement. I believe when women invest in themselves, they step into their power and raise their voice. I didn't come up with that overnight. It took a little bit of time, but once you have it, it's really the gift that keeps on giving in your marketing. Oh, the final one. You've probably heard of these. You might have heard them called different things. The final suggestion for creating content is content buckets, right? I think I have one more slide. What are those 3 to 5 subjects that you can repeatedly speak about in your business? So maybe it's behind the scenes, maybe it's community involvement, maybe you're a wine drinker, a book reader, maybe one of your content buckets should be your actual product or service. Yes, talk about it for sure. But you want to round it out. You want to have others that are kind of all around. That's how you create a brand, right? My brand is not selling this phone. My brand is, well, my brand really isn't selling this phone, but if I had a candle, yes, talking about the product and service is one thing, but maybe showing the employees, showing my team, maybe my family, maybe I created the candle company because it is clean and because maybe it's gift giving. Then you can talk about holidays, you can talk about special occasions, you can talk about decorating tips. Um, bucket ideas for a personal trainer are obviously their workouts, their programs. Then you also have recipes, you have community events, races, join me for this race. You might have some merchandise. You might have client testimonials before and after. What are 3 to 5 subjects that you can show every week? And my pro tip is this is how you sell without sounding salesy. You're providing content. So in the case of that personal trainer, he's not just saying, come work out with me, come work out with me, come work out with me, giving you all of this content to help makes you invested, makes you connected, makes you trust. And my final stage in how we create our branding is we defined it, then we talked about what we're going to say, your content. Now we have to send it out into the world, right? We have to get it out there. How do we do that? So I help women stand in their power and raise their voice. Well, where do I do all this talking about my business? You might be thinking, Katie, now I know what I want to say. Where do I say it, right? Do I just stand in my office and say, oh, I'm positive, I'm uplifting, I'm beautiful? No. Here's what you do. I ask you to think, where do you connect to your ideal clients? And probably 1 or 2 places are coming to mind, but I'd like you to list all of your client touch points. This is another activity that you can write down from the very beginning, where did they find you, to the very end, your invoice or your thank you note. Your email signature is one, all social media is one, finding you on Google, obviously your website. List all of the client touch points, and guess what? Each one is a potential for branding. Each one should ooze your brand essence. Do you just send the invoice or do you say, enjoy your day, it was beautiful working with you? That's an example. When you are talking about all of the places where you touch your clients, you can break it down into 2 things, right? Your content, which is what you say in words, and then your visual imagery, your photos, your stock photos, your photography, what it looks like, your colors. And the reason that I bring that up is because obviously I'm involved with pictures. That's what I care most about as a brand photographer. But words and pictures really go hand in hand in painting the full client experience. Case in point, I'm saying the exact same thing here, aren't I? But which one do you prefer? So you have control over how people see your business. This is branding. And the more time you spend getting clarity around who you serve and why first, think about those journal questions that I shared. The more confidence and power your words and message will have when you speak about your business with other people, when you put it out into the world. So, really, I do want you to get that power by going inside first and getting confident and clear on your message. So, if you consistently come from this place of authenticity, you have no competition. Isn't that great? Because guess what? There's not another you. And isn't that better than the alternative, which is looking around? What is everybody else doing? Doing the latest thing, doing the latest fad, and letting imposter syndrome set in. If you go in, start from inside, market from the inside out, get your message, get your brand essence, and let that ooze into all of your client touch points, you do not have competition. I loved presenting this to you today. I hope that you found value. Before I go, I want to share, to me, my definition of marketing. Marketing is not trying to get somebody to buy something that they don't need, right? That's old school. Marketing is figuring out what is special about you and then communicating that as simply and as clearly as possible. I know what is special about me. It's my ability to walk alongside women with their branding, to make them feel empowered, to make them feel confident, to make them feel enough. And if you would like to continue this conversation with me, I welcome you to, here's the QR code. I have free resources for you. I have a webinar on branding and my brand new baby that I am so excited to put out into the world. It's a DIY brand photo school, a course that is step-by-step process to take the brand photos you need to attract your ideal clients with the camera that you have, even if you aren't creative. So this is where I show you how to get those visible, how to get those visual and those brand photos in your brand essence without spending thousands of dollars on a photographer. But of course, come to Milwaukee and work with me if you can. I would love that as well. This is another option. So if you click on this QR code, you will get to my elevatebrandphotography.com/learn resources page. And I would love to continue this conversation. And I wish you all the best as you elevate your brand. Thank you. Bye.